What's up, everybody? It's your favorite Judge's favorite nerd. Today we are looking at Impossible Toys Judge, I believe his name was. I have the box somewhere, but I'm not going to go through it now. He is the Quintesson 5-face Judge. This week is my Thanksgiving special. I'm going to have a video every day. We're going to go through the whole Impossible Toys Quintesson set that I have. And Friday we have a special Quintesson related piece that we're going to take a look at that's not here in this frame. So, and this week we're also going to show with each video some excerpts from secret recordings that I have with my financial advisor, Miss Birsak. So she's a trip. Anyway, let's get started. I just wanted to show you this so you can see how they all kind of look together, but we're going to start with the Judge today. So here he is. And he's okay. He has like a little gimmicky thing, which I'll show you. There you go. So there's a little push button bit at the bottom, and it gets you a little glowing effect. I'm not a big fan of electronics in my toys, but this one's not too hateful. And then the button's there, and turn it off. He comes on this stand here, and we're going to take that off just for the sake of looking at the toy. The faces are just pegged on, so you can... Some are glued, like this one's glued, but this one is not, and most of them are, the glue's still holding up fairly well. But we got some copper bronzish paint there. We have these tentacles that are a soft plastic. I would have preferred if they were more articulated. You can kind of bend them up a little bit and get something out of them, but I would have preferred if they were almost like a wire inside that you could have done some more interesting stuff with. But fairly decent face sculpts for Impossible Toys, and like here we have this fella, and he's got some green, yellow paint, green on the eyes, fair amount of line detail. This fella, we got orange paint, and it looks like they might have a wash on them. It's hard to tell. 2 layers of green here on this fella, and then the Judge has the green, the white, and the blue eyes. And then this guy has the orange and black. So it's all pretty nicely done for what it is. I got this around the time it first came out. It has these 6 antennas, and then some of them are glued in and some of them aren't. Well, no, they're not. I'm sorry. There's just some of them fit better and some of them don't. They do fall out all the time, and they are really easy to lose. So you want to definitely exercise caution. And then it has this black kind of wash to get into the line work there. So there's actually like a fair amount of detail in this guy. The face sculpts could be better, but for Impossible Toys, they're somewhat refreshing. You know, if you think about other Impossible Toys faces, they're kind of a step above average for them anyway. And they're pretty well done. It's an interesting kind of piece to have, you know, for a Quintesson piece. It's what more could you really want? Like I said, there's some issues here. Like this bit here is like a translucent, and it's like a softer like plastic, but it's also like very dense. So like I'm pretty sure mine came yellowed, but I think it has gotten worse, and that's less than optimal. So that it does deteriorate over time. And mine, if you look closely, it's bent, like it leans. So it's hard to get him in a position where that doesn't really bother me. Like that, he's obviously leaning a little bit. So you kind of got to go where it's leaning back, and then just turn around. Most people want the skull face, so to speak. So yeah. Pretty good. We're going to do some size comparisons. You've already seen what they look like with the other guys, but I got a couple other fellows that we'll show. So if you have the Unique Toys Sharkticons, that's what they look like with them. And if you have the Impossible Toys, the iGear Sharkticons, that's what they look like. So I think the iGear ones kind of shape up a little bit better with them, but it's still not hateful. And there he is with Masterpiece Grimlock, and that kind of works out as well. Now overall, Impossible Toys has never really been known for their quality. They've more so been known for making things that nobody else will, like their Kranix and Arbulus, I think is his name, or whatever the other one is from that planet, and then these guys, and the Tetrajets, and so on and so forth. And they've had a really spotty, short-lasting career. But this stuff is kind of where they excelled, where they didn't have to engineer in a whole lot. This one, there's a lot more attention to detail with their molds. There's a lot of paint apps. There is some tender loving care with their material. So overall, it's not a bad thing. I would have preferred if the tentacles would have had some wiring wired in, so to speak. I would have preferred if the antennas were glued in. I would have preferred if the glue lasted longer on the faces. And I would have preferred that they had engineered something a little bit better with the translucent stand that it comes in. Other than that, I don't have a whole lot of complaints. It's one of those things where the chances of you getting another one of these is relatively slim to none because the payoff isn't going to be as good for a lot of companies. So I'm not sure if we'll see an updated version of this, but it certainly wouldn't hurt. However, for the time being, it's a pretty decent stand-in, and I don't have a whole lot of complaints with it. That being said, these things can go for like upwards of $200 on eBay, and I can tell you right now, you will be disappointed. There is no way you can buy this in good conscience spending $200 and think that it's okay when you have it. That first week you might be able to lie to yourself and get yourself through it, but from then on out you're going to be pretty hard pressed to make that happen. Other than that, thanks for listening, thanks for watching. Till next time, take care.
Good morning,
Morning.
Mr. Skullface.
Skullface, you can just call me Skullface. Everybody else does, it's fine. So I don't make a big deal about it.
So tell me a little bit about why you're here today.
My wife says I need a financial advisor in terms of managing my hobby. My hobby is expensive.
What is your hobby, sir?
Toys. Most of it's new stuff.
Oh.
What do you,
I mean, I don't run into many adults who collect toys.
Yeah? Well, you hang out with a bunch of cool people? You so cool? Are you cool? Is that what it is? You a cool guy?
Well, I consider myself someone who hangs out with mature adults.
It's probably your Mini Cooper out there. Anyway. So yeah, I would say that my wife is the primary breadwinner in the family.
So, what do you bring to the table in regard to finances? I have some background on her finances, which she presented me with, but do you have anything that shows me what you bring to the table?
What did she provide you?
Just a little background, just a few receipts, a few checking account statements.
I got some sheets of my own I brought about my finances.
Well, I would love to see them. Could I see them, please?
That's what I bring in. Nothing. Well, look, it's not that I don't do things. Okay, I do plenty of things. Guess how many break-ins we've had in our home?
None.
That's correct, none.
Yeah.
You know why?
Because you're there all day?
Because I'm there all the time. Sometimes there's different foods that we have in the house, different types of foods. They're going to go bad. I eat them. I eat them, dispose them. I leave the trash usually on the counter.
Again, I'm having a hard time following how...
Well, I'm like a stay-at-home mom. Oh, because I'm a man, it's not okay?
So I was looking through some of these papers. So, for example...
Is that what we pay you for?
What is this charge here for $50?
It's Impossible Toys Judge Quintesson. Which is really, it's just really me doing my wife a favor, because I got that, you see the date on there, I got that some time ago, and that was when he was going for about $50, and now they're going for like upwards of $200.
Oh, well, that's wonderful news. Maybe we could sell it, and then you'd have the money to put towards a new toy.
Well, it's about the collecting, remember?
Well,
For all these different degrees you have on your wall, a little slow on the uptake. You're a little cute thing, though, aren't you?
well, that's completely inappropriate.
It's a compliment. I'll tell you what, you know what one of the problems is today? You can't say anything to a woman anymore. You guys, you can't say sweetheart, because baby. In my dad's day, you could say good morning, sweetheart, and that would be the nicest thing you could. A woman would be honored. Be honored to be a sweetheart in the morning. Now, the first little little hint of any sort of kindness, you call a lawyer and you sue. That's what you do. But I could go for a little bit of you. You know what I mean?
Need I remind you that your wife set up this appointment?
Look, you've seen the papers, right? If there's one thing I can do, it's talk my wife into. Okay? So, don't worry yourself with the little fine print. All right? Let's not worry so much about my wife and the papers. Let's worry about you and me a little bit.
I am not even going to humor this.
Okay. Fair enough. You'll come around. You'll come around. They always do.
So let's get back to this $50 toy that's now worth $200. I do see potential for profit here. So what can we sell? Is there like a community where we could
I'm glad you
sell
asked.
these things?
I'm glad you asked.
And maybe your wife could get some of her money back.
Listen, I got news for you. I am a 33-year-old man. Now, don't let my skin complexion fool you. I'm actually not at the top of my health game. I eat extremely poorly. Most of my cheese comes out of a spray paint type can. What I'm trying to tell you is, I'm not going to live forever. So this thing is worth $200 now. Imagine when I'm 45 and croak. Think about how much it's going to be worth then. And then she can sell it all, put it towards whatever, groceries, whatever she spends money on.
Yeah, I'm a little more
sure.
interested in the now, the
now.
current, the present. What can we do to...
You look like a great big present.